So it's 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna, at least in my time zone, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm excited to go through this series and show you some features of OnScreen that you may be using, may not be using, but help you navigate the app better. Because it is a series today, I'm going to go through the app navigation. As I go through, there may be some things that I kind of skip over or pass through. If that's the case, that is something that'll be covered in a later webinar. For example, AI Companion Joy, we'll talk about her specifically on her own. So I won't talk any specifics about her today. But I will be sharing my screen on my phone, so that's why you see two of me. So that way you can see a better visual of the app. I am recording this, so whether you're on here or watching it later, if you're on here, I'll still send you the recording if you'd like to look back at it later. Or if you haven't joined now, I'm glad to see you're watching it later. And if you have any questions throughout, for those who are in attendance, there is a Q&A. So as I'm talking, you can always put questions down in the Q&A and I can answer them throughout. And also leave some time at the end to answer any questions that come up as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to shut my video off so it's not confusing with the shared screen. And I'll go ahead and share my phone screen. All right, so here we are on the main screen. If you are a caregiver for an individual who has an on-screen device, we are going to start at the top with our basic on-screen settings. Takes a second to load, but we're just going to work our way down here. So the first is enable auto answer. That is going to be enabled for all of our devices. It is able to be turned off. So if your loved one does not like the auto answer feature and they would like to manually answer with the remote, you can go ahead and unselect that. And now they will have to answer that. And if we put it back on, you can also have always on. There's some other features as well if you're not aware. If you can set up specific times or specific days that you do want an auto answer to go on, so that can be completely customizable. If you don't want that on after 5 p.m., you could set it up that way, or on weekends. So you can do that, whatever's most convenient for your loved one. Now down here, we've got our TV streaming app. So we are integrated with Pluto TV. So if you enable that, now when your loved one speaks with Joy, she can find TV shows that they might like and actually turn those TV shows on through Pluto. Pluto TV also offers 250 plus channels, so there's a lot of options there. One of our later webinar series will go through how you can manually control that from the app as well, finding channels that they like. But, oh, sorry about that. Sorry, that must have timed out. But as I was saying, those 250 channels, this is if your loved one doesn't want to use their cable provider. So if your loved one does have a cable box that is currently plugged into the device, they choose to watch that cable box, that's when you would really like to enable or disable that Pluto TV app. That way it switches back to their cable TV rather than the Pluto TV app. Again, we will go through our AI companion settings at a later webinar. Now here for device setup, you have the message display options. So this is when you are sending a text reminder to the television. So you can display the text on TV, which is the option, the regular option that it goes to. You can display text and read it aloud. So if your loved one has trouble hearing, or maybe they're not next to the television, you can do that display text and read it out loud, so then they can hear the message as well. Or you can have Joy read the message out loud. So a couple options there. If the remote control is going to always be enabled. If the control is a little confusing for your loved one, or they don't plan to make calls out or select anything on the main screen, then you can disable that remote as well. If you're ever curious if the device is online or offline, if your loved one's having trouble with Wi-Fi, you can select view device, and it'll show on-screen device is online or offline. And then you can down here do a nightly reboot. Now the reset on screen is if you're looking to wipe the device and start over. That is something to be careful of. If you did want to do it and had questions, again, you could always reach out to us and we could see if we could fix the issue before you have to reset it. So we're going to go back up. And now you see on the home screen, the first is call mom now, join mom to a Zoom meeting. So if you have a family Zoom meeting, if you have a Zoom link for a doctor's appointment that's upcoming, you can join your loved one directly to that Zoom meeting. Select. All you need is the meeting code and password. Once you add those, join meeting. And that can also be scheduled, which we'll show at a later one, for upcoming appointments. So if you know an appointment is in a couple weeks, it can be done like that as well. Send a message or photo. So you can type a message. Now you can set the duration for how long that you'd like that to be displayed on the TV. And this goes back to that setting where it can be read aloud or read by Joy. So whatever is selected in that settings is how that text will appear on the TV. You can also add a photo. And those photos do appear in their photo album on the TV as well. So any photos that you send, they can select to look through those. And all of the photos you've sent or any other loved one has sent will all be in that one place. And then you just select that send button. And now that'll appear on my on-screen device now. We also have on-screen live. So we have built in live Zoom classes from Senior Planet. So by selecting on-screen live, you can register and unregister your loved one from events. See, it's taking a sec to load, probably because I'm on Zoom. Okay, I'm assuming that's because I'm on Zoom. What I'll do is when I send the recording, I'll also send you a screenshot of what that page looks like, or you can take a look at it in your app. There will be a register button next to all of the different events. It'll tell you the date and time. When you register for one of those events, it'll just appear on your loved one's television at the designated time. It is live and interactive, so it will appear. They'll be able to speak, they'll be able to be seen, they will be able to turn that off through their remote as well. Oops. Sorry, that keeps getting cut off. Here we go. But You can also unregister. So if they choose that they don't want to take that class anymore, you can unregister. It also appears on their television, so it'll come up as events, and they can register and unregister from their television as well. But this just gives you the option to do so. Now, if you'd like to invite more family members, you can either select invite or add more favorites. And at the top here, you would add by email. So if you know somebody's email, you would just type it right in there, select invite. Or if you have someone in your address book that you'd like to invite, I'll select my husband. Now he's added, and a message has been sent to his phone as well for him to send an invite link. And if you need to delete anybody from there, you can remove them as well. Here are our video check-ins. So video check-in, unlike a call, it just appears on the television. It asks a personalized question that you put in, and you see a visualization of your loved one, and it's almost like a video voicemail. So these can be scheduled, or they can be just sent as a check-in. So we can put here, how are you feeling this morning? Recording duration is set for 60 seconds. Countdown is for 10 so that they know it's coming on. And during that video recording, they will see themselves so they know what is being sent to you. Next. Now we can select to do this on specific days, daily, select a new time. Great, now that video check-in is set up and it'll appear on my television at 4 o'clock. YouTube videos we'll go over in a different one. And then at the bottom, recent calls. You can just see any incoming, outgoing calls, whether they're answered, missed calls, and you can see those from anybody who's been calling your loved one. So if it's a sibling, another friend, you can see all the calls that they've had coming in. Now we'll just go over and look at these bottom ones, do a quick overview. So routines, we'll do an upcoming webinar, but the routines tab is where you specify messages, AI companion visits, video check-ins that will be going on a scheduled basis. So if you do that daily, if you do that once a month, that's where all of these will occur. We have our AI companion Joy. So this is where all of the settings for her and routines would be set up. Once there are check-ins, if you're doing medication checks, meals checks, those will all appear under this check-in. And then any conversation that's had with Joy will be found here. And then this is just the basic profile tab. If you wanted to upload a picture, change your password, enable Joy or disable Joy. So if you find that your loved one is confused by Joy or does not like that feature, just likes the calling feature, you can always disable her there as well. And then over here at the last one is help. So this takes you to our basic care page where you can find different articles, different instructions. You can search different things if you're having trouble with the app. And you can also send us a message. We do respond very quickly. So if you have a specific need, please don't hesitate to reach out on here and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So that is our basic overview. I'll put my camera back on. So that's our basic overview of the app navigation. Now we do have some time left, so if you have any questions that came up during that, please feel free to put a question through and I'd love to answer it. And all of these webinar series, we have them scheduled for about 30 minutes, but most all of them will be about 15 minutes, and then we'll just have time for questions that anybody has. Oh, yes. I just saw that, Maria. All right, Maria, if you'd like, I saw you raise your hand. Oh, Maria, are you part of a organization, or are you an individual consumer? Okay. Organization. So those on-screen live to register and unregister people from the on-screen live options, that is for specific caregivers who have an individual that they're using. So if you have an organization, you would not be able to register and unregister people from those. But I can follow up with you and see if there's a workaround that we could make happen for you guys. And Karen, I'm going to send this recording to everyone that joined and everyone that wasn't able to make it. We also will find a way to put this up on our website. If you haven't accessed it before, we have our website is care.onscreeninc.com. And actually, while we're on here, I might as well pull that up. And I will share my screen so you can see that. So this is our care page. So there's different installation setups. There's different getting started if you're Maria, if you're part of an enterprise support, there's different articles for you there. But here, let's see, getting started. You can find best practices. We've got tons of articles here about how to navigate the app, how to navigate the web portal, different create routines, call button. So a lot in here. So we'll work to also get these webinars uploaded to our care site. So that way, if you're not able to find your recording, then you can come access them here as well. Do we have any other questions? Okay, well, it seems like there's no more questions there left. So it's been great to go over the app navigation with you all. If you do have questions later, please feel free to reach out. Again, I will email you all individually with the recording so that you have that. And if you have any questions at that time, please feel free to respond and I can answer there for you too.